viewers, which I should make a note that the gallery is open for viewers to come into follow the meeting. Agenda meeting number 1445 in front of you is your agenda. Are there any additions or errors?
I had to remove an item from my finance report, but I'll just wait for the report to do that, or do you guys want it done now for errors?
Airport.
Okay, I'll wait for the report.
Minutes, regular meeting 1444 from November 14th are presented in front of you. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover?
So moved.
Councilor Jones, second by Councilor Fitzgerald. Call for the question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you both. We had a special meeting, so we're going to need a motion on that. Councilor Jones, if you would. You have on in front of you.
That's the minutes of the special meeting held on Friday, December the 2nd. I'd like to move to accept these minutes.
Moved by Councilor Jones, seconded by Deputy Mayor Young. Call for the question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Business arriving from the many business arriving from the Hearing none, we shall move on. New business. Does anyone have any new business to present tonight? Oh, I will apologize for that. I asked everybody else to do so, to turn the microphone on. I haven't done so, so I'll apologize for that. Is there any new business to add to tonight's meeting?
I just want to acknowledge that today is International Volunteer Day. I shared a couple of things on Facebook earlier today, but a shout out to all of our volunteers in our community and the importance of it. Again, no matter how small the act of kindness is, it is always very precious, and it is what the world needs from all of us. So thank you to all of our volunteers in the town of Deer Lake, and reach out. It's very important to volunteer for personal growth, social interaction, and there's lots of volunteering that's still needed in the community.
Definitely, very good point. And I just wanted to echo that, I guess, for the this past Saturday, which you'll be aware of, Councillor Freak, the Santa Stroll was another good turnout, which obviously comes from volunteers and the uptake of community from what I've heard. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but it was a really great turnout, and it's such a giving event that only good can come out of it for the community. So thank you all, and thank all your sponsors and everyone that took part in that.
Absolutely. Just to speak to that a little bit, the Santa Stroll gives back to the whole community. All the churches kind of come together and kind of funnel through the Santa Stroll. It's an avenue where they don't have to go to Salvation Army like head office. It's kind of like a local need, if there's a need, if it don't kind of fit inside the box. So if you know of somebody in need, or if you have a situation, you can certainly reach out to Dolores at the Salvation Army Church. There is still time to give to that cause. The online auction is going on till Wednesday of this week, and they're also doing Arlene Janes is doing a Christmas block. Arlene is from the I Love You Foundation, and she's got some prizes put in that. And so yeah, they were, last year we raised $22,000 for the local fund, and I'd say we're close to 10 before even by Friday of this week we'll close off the event. Yep. So it's more than a 1 hour event on a Saturday now. It's kind of turned into and the small business community and givers have been incredible.
And that's the heartwarming stuff our residents do. So I want to say thanks again. And I guess just to note for clarification, that online auction is on Facebook. Facebook, correct. And I guess another note is that anybody can win. I won last year, which probably the first time in my life I've won anything. So, again, please feel free to look into that.
I got to check the boards and see where I stand on a few.
There you go. All right. Is there any other new business to add tonight?
Yeah, I just want to note that we received RFPs for the Joe Butts food vendor, And I really just want to, I guess, if anyone's listening, really, I guess, just to let them know that we're going to be trying to review those as soon as we can and get an answer back. And just want to thank those that submitted.
Good point, good point. All right, anyone else tonight? Hearing none, we shall move on to correspondence. In front of you, you'll see MAA, memo. That's for your information. Item number 2, there's a letter from residents, snow clearing to Corner Brook, or from Deer Lake to Corner Brook, requesting a meeting. Let's see, item number 3, seniors advocate, age-friendly communities. For your information, that's another good doc to read. Myself and town clerk and town manager met with the seniors advocate group, and there's some really good work that they're doing throughout the province, and I'd like to commend them for that. And look, actually, just to bring everyone up to speed, we spoke about where we can work in conjunction with their Health and Wellness Committee to see some of these projects through that they're leading, and also there's some funding areas there that we can also work together in conjunction. So that was also a great meeting. That concludes correspondence.
Excuse me, with the correspondence for the snow clearing Deer Lake to Corner Brook?
Or which committee you mean?
No, like, are we going to try and set up a meeting with
You
the
mean,
Greenway? My
you mean
understanding
number
is,
2, the
you know,
resident
'cause
letter?
these, you know, this group, I guess it's a Facebook group out there involved with this, that does traveling back and forth to Cornwall, that's very frustrated, and they're very stressed going back and forth with the snow clearing. The reasons why or it's done or not done, or what people say, don't really matter. But in years, it was a 24-hour service years ago, and it's been cancelled. So obviously, I know it was in the past, but, you know, we should probably advocate for it. If, you know, it's probably a couple thousand or even 1,000 of our residents traveling back and forth there every day. So I think we should be a strong voice and do what we can from our behalf.
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
Councillor Jones, I actually had an opportunity to review very closely the snow clearing policy, and right now it's 24 hours has been taken out for all hours, but when transportation infrastructure sees the need, it's put back in place. So any type of storms or ice conditions, there is 24-hour snow clearing on high frequency routes, which includes Deer Lake to Corner Brook and Deer Lake to Rocky Harbour area, including many other places in the province. So there is 24-hour snow clearing. It's just not always 24-hour snow clearing, but when they deem necessary, there is. Understanding that some residents feel that it's might be necessary more, but that's certainly a conversation for another time.
Yeah, so we can, I guess, you know, at the premiers in town, can we sit, you know, can we just have somebody have a chat, like even a couple of members, council or management, just, you know, let's be a voice.
I'm one to believe that every conversation adds value when we care to collectively sit down and listen together for the greater good of residents, whether it's traveling within the community, outside the community. And I can probably speak to this one a little closer than anybody in this room, and that's not where I'm going to go tonight, but I would be up to have this meeting further with our government counterparts. And back to Councillor Langdon's comments, there are different situations and frequencies of units to routes to travel. It's been some time since that's been activated, but with the way Mother Nature has been treating us, and it's no secret that this past month has been a historic month between Deer Lake and Corner Brook, Deer Lake specifically. And another note, I would like to take this time to put a shout out to our Public Works crew. When you see 3 times the amount of snow that you've ever seen, and the job that they did in town was quite remarkable. So I just want to say hats off. And I would have no issue sitting down with our government counterparts to see if we can improve this service for everybody. If that answers your question, sir.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure we'll voice our opinion.
Sounds good to me. All right. Any more comments from the correspondence? Hearing none, we shall move on to finance. Councillor Freak, please.
I'd like to remove number 4 from this report, so we only have 3 items. Finance met on November the 28th. Myself, Councillor Jones, Councillor Fitzgerald, Town Manager Maxine Hayden, and Town Clerk Lori Humphreys. Item number 1, C. Barnes excavating for storm, sewer, and installation and road access for $422,951.45. Recommended approval. Item number 2, All North change order for the culvert relocation for $1,857.25. Recommended approval. Item number 3, Brook Construction Claim 13 for $180,633.37. Cost shared and recommended approval. Make a motion to accept the report.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. All right, thank you. On to accounts payable. Councillor Freak, please.
Almost there. Can we get a tab in the report for accounts payable,
100%.
please?
AP, that would be
Yes,
awesome.
please, yep. Exclusions, we've got just the one for
39.
Western.
Item 39.
39, please.
Okay, so items number 1 through 42, excluding number 39, and make a motion to accept the report for $74,711.13.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for a question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you.
I'll excuse myself.
Item number 39 for Western Steel for $4,011.75. I make a motion to pay the invoice.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for a question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. I'll grab Councillor Jones. All right, that concludes your accounts payable. Let's see, moving on to Health and Wellness. Deputy Mayor Young, please.
Health and Wellness met November 24th at 8 p.m. In attendance, myself, Councillor Hancock, Mayor Guzny, and Town Clerk Lori Humphrey. So 7 items were discussed. 1 through 6 are mostly just FYIs, but number 1, we did hold our first Health and Wellness Professional Gala on November 28th. It was awesome. I think it was a good opportunity for everyone in the community, within the health professions, to kind of meet, to chat and discuss gaps which we see in the community, but things also that we see going well in the community, and really working together to move forward. So it was a great event. Number 2, traditional skills. One of the big focuses really in health and wellness is just reconnecting culturally, connecting to our heritage. So we're still really invested in working forward in these initiatives, but we've put them forth to the new year now as we're getting into the Christmas season. So we'll revisit those again in January. Similarly, we are hoping to do a pedestrian safety blitz. Again, there was a lot of snow, and we found ourselves kind of right before Christmas, so we're hoping to get this one initiated in January as well. Number 4 is the wind phone. I don't know if we've actually talked about this in council as yet, but for those who don't know, a wind phone is really, it's a rotary phone. It's a way to kind of externalize grief. It's been really popular in other parts of the world, initiated really back in 2010 in Japan following those big tsunamis that they had at Christmas time. So it just provides people an opportunity to sit, reflect, and an opportunity to help process their grief through a way to kind of externalize it. The phone is arrived, and I think its structure has been made. We were hoping to get it up and kind of gift it to the community for the holidays, but unfortunately we found ourselves in a lot of snow as well. So again, that will be something that we'll pick a location and get that up in the new year. Number 5 is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Again, for anyone who doesn't know, this is a nonprofit organization that promotes literacy by gifting children aged 3 to 5 books every month. And you register as a community, register the children within your community, and kind of start this program. It's been in the States for a while, new to Canada, but it's really taken on here in Newfoundland. There's probably about 15, 16 communities now that participate in it. Most of them, it's a kind of private-public partnership, so we've been initiating some conversations and hoping to get that going in the new year as well. Number 6 is a promotion for physical wellness. We're just hoping to get, again, together hiking groups, walking groups, just public groups open to any like-minded individuals who want to kind of gather and get outside. So we're hoping, again, to get that started in the new year, and hopefully adjoining it probably to the pedestrian blitz as well. And lastly, number 7, we discussed the legacy funding that's been available through the community. We were hoping, and we recommend starting conversations in utilizing these funds to groom and light sections of the Humber River Trail. So our recommendation is that we start the discussions with the legacy funding group, probably with recreation as well, and just budget research and do some information, get some gathering on that project. And that's it. So I move to accept the minutes of Health and Wellness, November 24th.
All right, thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Young, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for a question.
Are we looking to put the Dolly Parton Imagination Library in the budget for 2023?
I don't know. I think we were hoping really to partner with a private, some outside funding to help kind of get the majority of it up and running. That's where we had it left.
And that, I guess, Councillor Freak, I can speak to that as well, leading up from our meeting. I have specifically reached out to a community corporation that's been here for decades that possibly may want to come to the table, and again, back to Deputy Mayor's comments, that there are other private corporations that in other areas that are very similar to here, that I'm very optimistic that they'll want to be on board for this project as well. So I guess to answer your question, it wouldn't have to be a budgetary item for this year, separate.
Or should we? I think it would be a great thing. So, okay.
At this point in the budget process, I wouldn't think it would make it there, but again,
Okay.
I'm going to try to expedite it on the other side with the corporations, hopefully, and stay optimistic that that'll happen. And if not, then we can always take another look at ways of seeing this completed.
Yeah. I think we did some rough crunching.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's roughly going to be about 10,000, and
And
again,
that was that half, we predicted half of the kids that
Yeah,
could
that's
qualify
right.
would apply. So that was at half, it was roughly about $10,000.
yeah.
There's a
And-
lot of value in it.
I sort of
So I just said to Gord, because I've been following this since the sister-in-law moved to Alberta. Like, we've been following every year to see if we could actually sign up. And I was like, that's not available here. And Gord's like, no. If we buy it, it is. So I didn't realize that we as a community could buy the program and have it available here. But I mean, the tree house would be a great resource. They give out like books all the time. It'd be a great starting point as well for that age point of 3 to 5.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we've identified a couple possible agencies, and I was half thinking that even if it was going to be a third situation or something, that I half feel, given the small amount of money, the third would be that there should be a program that would likely exist from a community standpoint. So that would probably be an avenue we could go as well. But I do think you're right. Right now, it probably doesn't need to enter the budget.
All great questions.
We'll just get to work.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to number one. That was a first for our community to have that, and today I received some extremely positive feedback to see that the initiative this new Health and Wellness Committee has taken upon themselves, and also that this council and staff and support it fully to each extent. And I think for each of us that got to be there, it was there's a lot of good things to come from this. And again, I don't have it in front of me right here, but I will read out that email or get it to all of council, and just to see the benefits. So I just want to say thank you for that. And it was a very moving, I guess, event. It's not your normal event, but just to see that the work that Western Health employees do within our community is above and beyond, and
And independent practitioners.
absolutely. I mean, all hands involved, and to see it to fruition and come in attendance, and to those who couldn't make it as well, everyone's appreciated, probably sometimes more than we care to celebrate. But this is a great start, and I'll always stick to it. You can have the most money in the world or the least amount of money in this world. You can never buy health. Health is your greatest wealth. So I look forward to seeing where this goes. And I just wanted to bring up number 4 for councils. It's probably looking at this wind phone and ask them what specifically is this about. I would ask anyone that's watching, or anyone that sits at this table, or any staff member that's probably questioning what this is about. I can go back to 2019, talking to Councillor Hancock at the time, obviously reaching out to the Deputy Mayor at the time. Not that I tried to coerce her from that time in to run for council, to bring value to the table, but this specific item, which is called a wind phone, it's worth your value to look it up on YouTube. And I can tell you firsthand, I'm going to try to keep it together here now, but I can tell you firsthand, in speaking with committee members, of how do we reach out to help people grieve, because everyone from every age, in every demographic, no matter where, struggles with grief at some point in life, and it will happen, and that's just the way this world works and life works. But so I went into the town clerk's office. I'm going to try to keep it together here. And called my grandmother. And let me tell you, this initiative is going to help a lot of people, and it works. And it might pull out a lot of precipitation, we'll call out of your eyes maybe sometimes, or whichever way you want to call it. But this device will work, and I'm extremely proud. And as the Deputy Mayor said, it'll be a gift back to the community that I think can benefit so many. That being said, and holding it together, are there any more questions for Health and Wellness Committee, or report as presented, sorry?
Do we have a budget number for these, for items 3 and 4?
Lori?
The wind phone, I think that was like $90.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
The article is not attached, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's in there.
sorry, it's right here. It was sort of
Yeah.
meant to be when that was created.
So I,
It's a rotary.
I know what a rotary phone, yeah,
It's just
just,
like an old one that doesn't work.
The phone that
It's
you,
it's
the
pretty
phone
much
is,
what we had to buy.
That's the article.
that's fine.
Okay.
Fine, I just noticed that that's.
Email it to us.
When I was writing it, I put it there and I thought to myself, okay, attach the CVC. But
Yeah.
anyway.
And Recreation made the housing for it, so.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
just curious.
and
Yeah.
that's a great question, Councillor Fitzgerald. We're all here to keep eyes on numbers, and when the value of this project, and this is my 3rd term on a council, twice here and once in Labrador, the value of this purchase to measurement of a budget is by far the cheapest I've
Yeah.
ever seen, with the most value in this full province. So, and this town will be the first to have it, which also makes me proud.
And though these things will hopefully come to life now soon in the new year, this is from our current year's budget.
Yeah, I just curious what, I didn't
Yeah,
know what
I think it's a good question. Makes sense. I should have probably included maybe the cost, didn't it?
Your notes aren't long enough, Gordon.
I know.
Yeah.
I need to. Yeah. Well, one little comment around that. Having lost my father in the past, October 1st of last year, I dedicated a bench that cost me $450. And I have to say, the first time I visited the bench and sat down, it was an extremely powerful experience to just sit knowing that that bench wasn't, had a little plaque on it that was dedicated to him. And in a moment, I felt like I was connecting in a different way, kind of thing, symbolically and sort of being there with him to some degree. And actually, the quote on it says something like that. Do I look forward to sort of sitting here with you, And so this is for everybody. And at like a quarter of the cost. And I thought, well, how amazing if I had that experience at that bench, if anyone else can have that experience. And anyone can with that. And so for me, it's very powerful.
Yeah, I think it's a great mental health initiative, for those of us who kind of work with grief. Externalizing grief is a real important part of processing grief. And it just certainly, it's like everything. It's not for everybody, but for those that kind of, are attracted to it, it will be quite helpful.
True.
And we don't have the specific numbers, Councillor Fitzgerald, but I'm really glad you brought these questions up because they are very important. And back to the point that every conversation adds value. Number 3 for improving safety for walkers. Is that was under 500? Also?
I think it was, yeah, it was.
It's all within the budget, but I just want to speak.
I'm just curious for my own.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
knowledge
absolutely.
is all.
But these, if you hadn't have asked these questions, we probably wouldn't have discussed the clarity of what the objectives were. So during the last council, and I still have, I'm trying to find the right words here, concern, I guess, for walkers that, Newfoundland Light and Power seem to come on board a lot better with the app and reporting streetlight outages, but it's a continuation, and it will be continuation. It's all mechanical, but that approach there is a high visibility reflector campaign. So those wristbands that you kind of snap on or whatever, they're not they're probably not going to last for a lifetime, but they can save a life, and that they're very valuable. And I'm glad you brought that up because again, if anyone, the whole, I guess, mandate of health and wellness is to get people active in the community, and then winter months are much darker, for that 6-month season. And this is just something that I may be a little personal, that I've almost hit a pedestrian one time because there was no visibility. And I get very excited when I see people with visible vests or anything visible onto, so you can see them a little better. So this is something I think that also is going to be bang for buck, one of the cheapest but most effective things to protect and also encourage people to join in the health and wellness. So I want to say thank you for that. I'm not questioning your ability to question because that's why we sit here.
I'm glad you did because I think whenever I read anything again in terms of sorry, my mic wasn't on, but I'm glad you said it, Darren, or Councillor Fitzgerald, because the next time I write anything, I'll definitely include like an approximate or the actual number if I know it. I think it's good to know. Good information.
Absolutely. It's all good conversation. All right. Is there any further comments for discussion to the Health and Wellness Committee? Hearing none, we have a mover and a seconder. Call for the question, discussion. All those in favor? Motion carried. On to Public Works. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
All right, this is the meetings for Public Works on November 30th, 2022. In attendance was Councillor Brett Langdon, Town Manager Maxine Hayden, Public Works Superintendent Dave Thomas, Director of Operations Communications Jason Young, and I. Item number 1, it's regarding snow clearing. Obviously, we've had some concerns come through this week, but the Public Works Superintendent provided an update on snow clearing operations to date, and we've been doing pretty good, except we've had some mechanical issues. Obviously, getting back to what you mentioned earlier, Mayor, it's been quite a ride for our Public Works staff, and hats off to all of them. But the committee has discussed communication for residents regarding priority streets. That communication should be coming soon. Item number 2, the request for quotes for the engineering services for the rehabilitation of Riverbank Road. We've received 3 RFPs from consultants. We're currently reviewing, and we hope to have a recommendation by next public meeting. And number 3, the storm sewer study. Town staff has met with the representatives from CBCL, who were the successful proponent of the stormwater study on November 30th, and they're currently reviewing the infrastructure in the town and plan to have a development for the potential storm system replacement in the Main Street area, Pennell's Lane area. Staff provided the representative with a tour of the area and current as-built as requested. With that said, it's a small public works report. I recommend accepting the minutes of November 30th.
Thank you, Councillor Fitzgerald. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for the question. Hearing none. I just want to make one quick comment.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say this, and I probably should not say it in hindsight now, but that was the quickest, I would think, in the town's history to get a Public Works Committee report out.
Wait till after board time.
Yeah, Councillor Hancock.
Yeah, that's
please.
true. See if I can keep this going for now. I'm not letting that happen. I was just curious that the storm sewer one, given all the snow, given the time of year, they obviously have to do a lot of survey work on, where's everything. Is this going to be a spring completed?
For the most part, this would be a spring
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
They're just reviewing the as-built drawings that we have on
Gotcha.
site. They did tour the town with their staff, so they have an idea what is currently there. But for the most part, we're really not going to
Yeah.
be able to do anything until the springtime.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and thanks again, Councillor Fitzgerald, to you and your committee members for putting a focus to the rehabilitation of Riverbank Road. Obviously, things don't move as fast as we always want it to, but that's just all part of the process, so thanks again for keeping that moving. Are there any more questions or comments to the Public Works report? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Moving on to Department of Arts, Recreation, Culture. Councillor Langdon, please.
The Department of Arts, Recreation, and Culture met on November 23rd at 2:15 p.m. In attendance was Councillor Brett Langdon, Councillor Gordon Hancock, Director of Recreation Community Services Glenn Wiseman, and Director of Operations and Communications Jason Young. Item number 1 was the canteen services at the Holler Memorial Complex. The Recreation Committee had contacted both proponents for the food services and congratulated them both on the job well done on their submitted applications, and the department decided to select Lisa Oldford as the successful proponent for the Hotter service. Item number 2 is arena update. There have been numerous events in the past week and upcoming. Some highlights were the senior hockey game on November 25th, and I believe they're returning again this Saturday. Figure skating competition was quite successful and held last weekend on December 30th. And minor hockey has numerous hockey events coming up in the following weekends in the New Year's. Item number 3 is the swimming pool update. The swimming pool was closed on November 30th, December 1st, and December 2nd. This closure happened to complete work on the air handling units and the pool showers. Item number 4, the holiday event calendar. Employees of the Recreation Department have created its annual holiday event calendar. It is now posted on the Recreation Facebook page as well as the Town of Deer Lake Facebook page and website. A copy is attached for council information. And as well, the meeting was adjourned at 10 a.m. and just a couple other items. Sorry, that's not right. We were
can't
adjourned
be
at 10 a.m. if we started at 2.
You start at 2:15, you're back next day.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter anyway. But then just a couple updates that are not on the list there. The town hosted the Snowmobile Federation meeting, and we successfully implemented a new board there that is now part of the Newfoundland Snowmobile Federation as Junction Trailblazers. I'm proud to be a member of that now. And the RFP closed, as Councillor Hancock mentioned earlier, last Friday for the Joe Butts Beach Lookout. And I'd also like to congratulate Kate Chalk and Abby Parsons on their selection to compete in the U11 female selection weekend last weekend in CBS. Make a motion to accept these minutes.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Langdon, seconded by Councillor Hancock. Call for the question.
Just getting to the Christmas tree lighting. The location is going to be.
I was just going to
Sorry, my apologies.
Okay.
Right, and that's now posted on the rec site as of this morning there. My apologies, I should have updated that as well.
Thank you.
All right, no, all good stuff. I'd like to say I got to attend the Red Wings game, which was really good to see again back in our town. So I'd like to thank all the organizers, and I will say the reffing was pretty darn good too. On the other note, thank you, Councillor Langdon, for not only attending but taking on the a role with the Western or with the Junction Trailblazers. It's a good thing you're so tall because you stretch yourself out very far. So that's all great stuff. So thanks again. Are there any other questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. The date of our next meeting, Lori, we will have to set that. Is council okay to meet on December 19th? Everyone check their calendars, please. Does it work for everyone pretty much? The 19th, a Monday? So that works for everybody? We're all in favor of that, so we shall meet back here again on the 19th. All right, that's good. It's all good stuff. I'm going to call for a mover to adjourn, and I'm going to look to my left with Councillor Freak. All right, call this meeting adjourned at 8:06 if there's no other business. Thank you.